Picture this. You're grinding away at that 9 to 5, meticulously tracking your investments, skipping brunch with friends to save that extra $50, all while telling yourself, once I make six figures, once I buy that house, once I achieve financial freedom, then I'll be happy. But what if I told you that equation is completely backward? What if happiness isn't the reward waiting at the end of success, but actually the fuel that creates wealth and achievement in the first place? Today, I'm breaking down how the science of positive psychology can dramatically accelerate your path to financial independence and the wealthy lifestyle you desire. The problem: let's face the uncomfortable truth. Nearly 70% of Americans are disengaged at work, dragging themselves through each day, believing that success and money will eventually lead to happiness. Meanwhile, they're sacrificing their present joy, relationships, and even health in pursuit of that financial promised land. The brutal reality: science shows this approach is setting you up for both financial and emotional bankruptcy. That's right. Your "I'll be happy when I'm rich" strategy is about as effective as checking your investment portfolio every 5 minutes during a market crash. Not helpful and potentially damaging. The promised Harvard researcher Shawn Achor spent over a decade studying happiness at Harvard, Fortune 500 companies, and in more than 40 countries. His groundbreaking book, The Happiness Advantage, reveals something revolutionary. Happiness actually precedes success, not the other way around. The science is clear. When your brain is positive, you are 31% more productive, your intelligence rises, creativity triples, and your likelihood of financial success increases dramatically. Ready to flip the script on everything you thought you knew about achieving wealth? Let's dive in. Principle 1: the happiness advantage. What if I told you that Harvard Business School grads who were happier before making money went on to earn significantly higher salaries than their less happy peers? That's exactly what researchers discovered. This is the happiness advantage in action. The scientific reality that a positive brain performs significantly better than a negative, neutral, or stressed one. Your brain at positive is 37% better at sales, diagnoses information 19% faster, and shows 31% higher productivity. Think about what that means for your financial journey. With the right positive mindset, you could potentially increase your income by nearly a third without working more hours. But here's where it gets interesting for our bank accounts. Happiness isn't just about feeling good. It's about training your brain to perform at its optimal level for wealth creation. Have you ever tried making important investment decisions when you're stressed out? How did that work out? Probably about as well as texting your ex at 2 a.m. Rarely a good idea. The neurochemicals released when you're positive, dopamine, serotonin, don't just make you feel good. They activate your learning centers and help you see financial patterns and opportunities invisible to others. Principle 2: the fulcrum and the lever. Imagine your mindset as a fulcrum and lever system. By adjusting your mindset, the fulcrum, you can dramatically change how you leverage your experiences and resources. The average investor sees market volatility and panics. But what if you could train your brain to see opportunity where others see risk? That's precisely what this principle teaches. Achor's research shows that simply by adjusting our perspective, we can dramatically change our financial outcomes. Think of it this way. The most successful investors don't have fundamentally different information than everyone else. They interpret that information differently. But what if I told you there's a specific technique that can permanently rewire your brain to spot financial opportunities where others see only obstacles? That's exactly what our next principle reveals. Principle 3: the Tetris effect. Have you ever played Tetris for so long that you started seeing those blocks everywhere? In your dreams, in the patterns on your ceiling? That's the Tetris effect. Your brain gets so trained on patterns that it automatically starts scanning for them. Most people have programmed their brains to spot problems, risks, and dangers, creating a negative Tetris effect that blinds them to financial opportunities. The wealthiest individuals have trained their brains to constantly scan for possibilities, advantages, and openings. This isn't just positive thinking. It's deliberate cognitive training that creates real-world financial results. Insert pattern interrupt. It's like having your financial GPS permanently set to opportunity route instead of traffic and obstacles. Who wouldn't want that upgrade? The practical application? Spend 21 days writing down 3 new opportunities you spot each day. Science shows this can permanently rewire your neural pathways to automatically scan for wealth-building possibilities. But what happens when you inevitably face financial setbacks? That's where our next principle comes in. Principle 4, falling up. Fear of failure keeps 80% of young adults from taking calculated risks that could accelerate their wealth. But what if failure isn't what you think it is? Falling up is about using downward momentum to propel yourself in a positive direction. The most financially successful people don't just bounce back from setbacks, they bounce forward. Achor's research shows that people who view failures as growth opportunities show dramatically better financial resilience and long-term success. Consider this. Some of the wealthiest individuals have gone through bankruptcy, lost fortunes, or faced massive setbacks. The difference is how they cognitively process those events. Insert emotional trigger. Fear. The scary truth. Your next financial setback isn't a matter of if, but when. Will you let it define your financial future? Or will you use it as the catalyst that propels you to wealth beyond your current imagination? But handling big challenges requires mastering small ones first. Principle 5, the Zorro Circle. Remember how Zorro first mastered fighting within a small circle before expanding his territory? That's the secret to financial mastery too. When facing overwhelming financial goals or challenges, the most successful approach is to start with tiny circles of control and gradually expand outward. The science is fascinating. Attempting to control too much triggers your brain's stress response, shutting down your prefrontal cortex, the exact part responsible for financial planning and decision-making. Insert pattern, interrupt, humor. It's like trying to build a house by starting with the roof. Structurally impressive if you could pull it off, but almost certainly setting yourself up for a painful fall. The wealthiest millennials and Gen Z investors aren't trying to master the entire financial universe at once. They're focusing on small, manageable areas, perfecting one investment strategy before adding another, mastering budgeting before tackling tax optimization. With each small win, your circle of financial competence expands, along with your confidence. But how do you make these positive financial habits stick? That's where our next principle becomes crucial. Principle 6, the 20-second rule. Did you know that a 20-second difference in effort can determine whether you form a wealth-building habit or not? Achor's research found that by reducing the activation energy, the time-effort barrier, for positive habits by just 20 seconds, people dramatically increase their likelihood of maintaining those habits. Imagine transforming your financial future, not through Herculean willpower, but through simple 20-second adjustments to your environment. For example, setting up automatic transfers to your investment accounts reduces the activation energy for saving to 0 seconds. Having your budget template open on your computer desktop makes financial tracking 20 seconds easier. Conversely, making negative financial habits 20 seconds harder, like removing shopping apps from your phone, can dramatically reduce impulsive spending. This isn't just theoretical. Participants using this principle increase their positive financial behaviors by over 300%. But there's one more secret that separates the truly wealthy from everyone else. Principle 7, social investment. Here's the financial truth no one talks about. Your social connections aren't just nice to have, they're your greatest economic asset. During times of high stress and financial uncertainty, your natural tendency might be to isolate and focus solely on work and money. Achor's research shows this is exactly the wrong approach. The most financially successful individuals double down on social connections during challenging times. Why? These relationships provide crucial information, opportunities, and support that directly impact wealth creation. Think about it. When was the last time a major financial opportunity came to you through a complete stranger versus someone in your network? Studies show that strong social support is the greatest predictor of success during financial challenges. People with strong relationships experience less of the negative effects of stress, maintain higher cognitive function during pressure, and make better financial decisions. But there's a specific way to leverage your social network for wealth creation that 90% of people completely miss. And I'll reveal that in our final act, the transformation. Now you understand the 7 principles of the happiness advantage. But the real question is, how do you integrate them into a comprehensive system for financial success? The secret lies in creating what Achor calls a positive inception, systematically applying these principles to create a chain reaction of positive change. Here's the exact formula. Start with the 20-second rule to establish a daily gratitude or meditation practice. This activates the happiness advantage, boosting your brain's performance. Using the fulcrum and lever principle, reframe financial challenges as opportunities. Apply the Tetris effect to train your brain to spot those opportunities. Use the Zorro circle to master financial skills one at a time. When setbacks occur, utilize falling up to extract lessons and momentum. Throughout it all, strengthen your social investment for support and opportunities. Financial success isn't waiting for you in some distant future. It's available now through the scientifically proven pathway of positive psychology. The most successful, wealthy individuals aren't necessarily smarter or more hardworking than you. They've simply discovered what science now confirms. Happiness isn't just a pleasant emotion, it's the competitive advantage that creates financial success. Here's my challenge to you. For the next 21 days, commit to one small happiness practice. Maybe it's writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning, or a 2-minute meditation, or a daily act of kindness. The science guarantees this. Do this consistently for 21 days, and you will begin rewiring your brain for both greater happiness and greater financial success. And unlike most get-rich-quick schemes, this one is backed by Harvard research, not some guy trying to sell you cryptocurrency from his mom's basement. The final message. Remember when we started and I mentioned how most people have the equation backward? Now you understand the truth. Happiness isn't the reward for financial success. It's the advantage that creates it. In a world where everyone is searching for the next investment edge or wealth hack, you now possess the most powerful advantage of all, the science of happiness as your competitive edge. The wealthy lifestyle you seek isn't just about the money in your account. It's about creating a life where positivity fuels your success. Success enhances your positivity, and the upward spiral never ends. The happiness advantage isn't just a nice theory. It's your practical pathway to the financial future you deserve. The only question is, will you use it?